Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Colby from Sanitarian Productions. We're back again with another action figure review. In this episode, we're taking a look at the X-Men line from the Marvel Legends series. This is Bishop, and this is the one from the Sauron Build-A-Figure set. So, pretty cool looking. Bishop has always been a really awesome character. He kind of floats back and forth between having a really awesome storyline and then really not doing anything at all. So very happy to actually see this figure come out here. It's always been, design wise, one of the coolest looking characters that I've kind of come across in the Marvel line. So really happy about this thing. Just looking at the packaging here, we got some character art on the sides, same on each one. The top just has that X-Men logo with the Sauron Build-A-Figure thing at the top. The standard copyright information, sorry. Then flipping it over to the back, we do have the cool large glamour shot of the character and the Build-A-Figure wave here, the additional figures. This is the Sauron Build-A-Figure, which, now that I'm looking at it a little bit closer, it looks actually pretty cool. I'm not real thrilled about this particular wave. I'm really interested in picking up Omega Red, but I really don't need a whole bunch of other Deadpool figures. There's tons of these things floating around out here now, so a little disappointed in that. So I don't know if we'll go through the entire wave of this one or if we'll just maybe try to pick up some of those Build-A-Figure pieces on the side somewhere. But the figure does look pretty cool. But back to Bishop here, which is the main point of this whole video, isn't it? Let's go ahead and open this guy up here. Got a small little piece of tape on the side here. Pop that thing out. So the first Bishop figure that they made was back in the Toy Biz world, way back in the day, 96 or so. And I always really liked that particular figure. That was one of the first ones that they had Bart Sears design, and I would always have loved Bart Sears and his work. So, yes, this is kind of a throwback to that kind of figure, in my opinion. The insert here is just the standard X-Men logo with some kind of interesting splatter effects going on. I think that's because this is kind of the Deadpool wave. So, the standard tray here is actually a two-piece tray. So we'll slide that off to get to the Build-A-Figure piece. And this thing comes out pretty easily. So we'll toss that to the side. And while we're here, let's just take a look real quick at this Build-A-Figure piece. This is Sauron's left arm? Right arm? Right arm. Sorry. And this thing actually looks really cool. It's got some really good texture effects going on. It looks really massive also compared to like Bishop's arm here. So I am actually really intrigued by this Build-A-Figure piece. So yeah, I'm probably going to have to break down and get the rest of this wave for that. Anyways, we do have a single accessory here. We've got the cool plasma rifle here that Bishop carries. Pretty nice. We'll look at it here just in a moment. Let's go ahead and get Bishop off the card here. Pardon the racket while I mess with this bubble. There we go. And we'll zoom in a little bit closer here for y'all. And take a look here. So, just first off, looking at it, it's a really cool looking figure. We do have a cool holster on his back for his weapon. So let's go ahead and look at the weapon itself here. Pretty standard kind of detail level. A nice kind of gray gunmetal effect going on. Pretty cool looking. Yeah, pretty nice looking. The cool thing is that it does fit here in the back of his shoulder holster thing here, so you do get easy access to that thing. And I guess you can flip it around and do it whichever way you want to, frontwards, backwards. It's flexible enough to allow that, but makes more sense for me to do it that way with the handle going towards your shoulder. Just note that you can also kind of flip it up underneath like this if you wanted to, and kind of have like a side holster effect going on, but it'd probably slip out, I think. So more than likely we're just going to stick it back in here like so. But I do like the fact that they do have a holster for this thing. And as far as fitting in his hand, he's got pretty big hands here. And they're a little stiff here, but kind of shove this thing around a little bit. It is made kind of out of that softer plastic. So as you can see here, it's kind of bendy when I'm doing this. So just be aware of that. You may have to kind of play around with it a bit to get it to actually fit into his hand. Not working too well. There we go. And he does have the cool trigger finger there, so get that to go in his hand pretty easily. It looks really cool. You can kind of pose him with the pump action there. So all in all, not bad. That's the only accessory he comes with though, but that's pretty cool. Taking a look at the actual figure itself, standard kind of amount of detail here for the Marvel Legends line. He's a little bit thicker than some of the rest of the figures we got, so he's supposed to be slightly bigger in size anyways. Though we start getting into that era where basically everybody needs to be a little bit bigger, then you start just pushing it and everybody is huge and you get scales all off. But this one looks really awesome. He's got some really cool details for his belt here, the nice X-Men logo there. It is kind of a movable belt, but it has not got like a clasp on it for you to take it off. His cool backpack thing here, shoulder holster, harness contraption here. It looks really nice. It's got some nice level of detail in the little pouches and everything and the straps. So very cool looking. His sleeves, I guess is what that is. This thing does kind of move around a little bit, so you can kind of reposition it whichever way you need to. By default, it came a little bit off a little bit, so just kind of shove those down and shouldn't have any problem there. It looks really cool. The head sculpt on this guy is pretty awesome though. I do love the way that looks. Nice detail in his hair. Very cool looking. Really awesome sculpt there. Cool bandana as well. He's got a little bit of paint app that needs a little bit of work here. It's a little faded in a couple of spots here, and on his legs here it's not quite as nice as I would like, but beyond that, looks pretty cool. I do like this color scheme they're going with here. This kind of, it looks blue on the screen, but in person it's got more of a grayish color to it, so it's kind of this weird gray blue color, but it works really well. It looks really awesome on the character. Just all around really nice work here. So flipping over to the back, you can kind of see, you know, standard detail level here, so nothing really extra to talk about there. Let's look at articulation. The head does spin 360 degrees, although as you can see, this hair mold kind of limits that a little bit, but you can still actually get it to go all the way around. And his bandana does kind of move with him a little bit, so position that around as you need to. It does have plenty of down motion, not quite as much up motion, but it does get a little bit of side head tilt as well. A little bit more to the left than to the right, but you get some pretty good articulation there, so that's pretty nice. Standard ball and swivel at the shoulder joints here. Nice logo there on the side there also. Standard swivel joint at the upper bicep. We do get double elbow joints. We do get a swivel at the wrist, and strangely enough, it doesn't have the rocker feature. Just a standard swivel on this one. Same thing on the right hand side. It's just a swivel, not a rocker. So That's kind of odd, but yeah, we get what we get, don't we? Chest crunch is here, so you get plenty of that going on. A little sticky, but he does go all the way back as well. We do have the waist twist as well. Very nice. Standard plastic T-hooks at the hip joint. So you get pretty good range of motion there. Front, very nice. The back is a little bit limited there, but not too badly. We get a swivel joint here at the upper thigh. We do get a double knee joint. And we get a swivel at the top of the calf. And you get that standard swivel, rockery, crazy, tilty thing at the ankle. So, yes, not bad. The overall, the articulation is really good on this guy. The only thing I see lacking is really just that extra swivelly thing or rocker joint at the wrist. Beyond that, it's got all the standard articulation. It's a really nice looking figure. So, all in all, I don't think anybody's going to be disappointed with this figure. It's a really cool look. Bishop as a character is a really awesome character to have, and he just works really well in this iteration here. So I don't know if I would say he's like an outstanding figure, but it's definitely a really good figure. How's that? Price wise, he's probably going for about $25 or so right now. Retail is about $20, so depending on when you can try to go out getting him, you know, your mileage may vary here, but for retail price, you know, $20, definitely a one to pick up. I'm a little biased, and I like most of the X-Men figures they put out. So from that perspective, it actually is probably one of the better iterations of a X-Men figure that they've done so far. So I would say cool for that. A little extra point there, but beyond that, you're just going to have to decide for yourself whether or not you want to pick it up. But I think you will be definitely not disappointed if you do pick it up. So that's all the time we've got for today, so thanks for watching. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe to our channel. Give us a like if you dig what's going on here. If you'd like to see something specific for future episodes, drop some comments below. While you're there, let me know what you think of this Bishop figure. And I spaced out for a moment there, but so, yep. Till next time.